Okay, we'll have a look at some examples on how to find the perimeter of two-dimensional shapes. Okay, so we'll start off with the first type of example where all the side lengths are given. So all the side lengths for the shape are given, and all we have to do, as we know, perimeter is when we find the total of all the side lengths of a two-dimensional shape. So if I have a shape that looks like that, and we're given all the different dimensions of the shape, okay, very simply, the perimeter of this shape is sum of all lengths, all side lengths, and all we do is we just add all the side lengths together, so 9 plus 12 plus 18 plus 11, and that gives me a total of 50 centimeters. Okay, another example is when you are given another example is where you were given the side lengths, but the units are all not the same. So I'm going to say this is, say, 100 millimeters, and this is 11 centimeters. That will be okay, so if you notice, there's two of these measurements that are in millimeters, and then we have 1, 2, 3, 4 of them in centimeters. So you can either convert all of them to centimeters, or you can convert all of them to millimeters. As we know, 1 centimeter is equal to 10 millimeters. So therefore, 100 millimeters is equal to 10 centimeters. Also, 70 millimeters is equal to 7 centimeters. And I'm converting the millimeters to centimeters because there's only 2 of them that I have to convert. So it's easier to convert 2 rather than 4. Okay, so now we have 7 millimeters is equal to 7 centimeters. 100 millimeters is 10 centimeters. Now that we have all of them in centimeters, all we do is we just add them up. 10 plus 7 plus 6 plus 4 plus 4 plus 11. That gives me a total of 10, 20, 52 centimeters. Sorry, 52, 42 centimeters. Now, then we move to the other type of example where they're just common shapes. Okay, so the common shapes that we have, some of the common shapes that we have are triangles or rectangles or a square and so forth. With that, so for example, we'll take a rectangle and a square. For a rectangle, we know that the perimeter is equal to 2 of the lengths plus 2 of the widths. I'm just going to change my L and write it like that. Okay, for a square, because all sides are equal, the perimeter is equal to just 4 times the side, or 4s. So I'm just going to draw an example of a rectangle Okay, as we know, these two lines and these two lines, they mean that these two sides are of the same side length, and the opposite, these two opposite sides are of the same side length. And if I tell you the measurement that this is 3 meters and this is 5 meters, okay, so to find the perimeter, as we know, the perimeter is equal to 2 times the length plus 2 times the width, which is equal to 2 times 5, let's put that in brackets, plus 2 times 3, let's put that in brackets. That gives me 10 plus 6, which gives me 16 meters. Alright, now let's look at the last type of an example where we're given a shape, but some of the sides are missing. Okay, so let me write down the dimensions of this. So this is, say, 9 meters. Okay, now if we notice, we can see that this dimension over here and that dimension over there, the measurements for those two side lengths are not given. Okay, so what we need to do is we first need to evaluate or identify, calculate the missing side lengths. Okay, now let's split this. Or let's just say, if I use a dotted line. A dotted line can be used to indicate that you can use that line to divide the shape up. Okay, now we know that from that point to that point is 9 meters. So if I bring that point down to there, from there to there is 6. So what's remaining? The remaining amount over there is 3, because 9 take away 6 is 3. So this side length becomes 9 take away 6, which is equal to 3. Likewise, you can do the same across over here. Not across, sorry, vertically. So the side length from that point to that point is 5. Okay, if I just travel across, that is parallel, that side parallel to that side length. Now, because we know from that point to that point, if I basically just move across, so just move across from there to there is 4. So the amount that's remaining from the 5 is 1. So now that we have all the side lengths, all we do is we evaluate the perimeter by adding them all up. So we have 9 plus 4 plus 6 plus 1 plus 3 plus 5. And if I add all of them up, that gives me 28 meters.